everyone, welcome back. Lovely to have you here again with me today. It's Angela, of course, and it's Tuesday, so that's time for a little video. So I hope you're excited. I have been having a busy day. As you can see, I've made a couple of things here on my desk, which I'm going to share with you. And I thought I'd do a little tutorial on it. Now, I'm running behind with the family Christmas cards and things. You know, I've only woken up now on the 12th of December. It's just that I haven't had a moment, and I thought, you know, the only way I'm going to get this done is if I do it as a project for my channel. So there we go. If you're running behind and you need to make some Christmas cards to go with gifts and things, then this is going to be the video for you, because this is really a really quick and easy way to do this. Now, I've used my digitals because I didn't want to go out and buy Christmas cards. I thought, no, I've got enough stuff in this room here. Surely I can make myself some Christmas cards without having to spend any money. So that's what I've done. All right, so this is a great way. Of course, you can use any images that you have. You don't have to use what I'm using. This is just what I have. So I thought I'd share it with you. So I've got two different varieties here. The first one is a card that I'm going to put money into. So whether you've got vouchers, you know, if you want to buy gift cards or gift vouchers, you get the card, or you have a paper voucher or even notes or money, then this is a great idea for gifting that. So I've made this card with this beautiful deer on the front. I've put on some of my sentiments from my ephemera pack. These are the mini pages from my journal papers. I've just added a couple of embellishments, not too much. On this one, I stitched around the edge here, but that's not a necessity either. And then what I've done is, on the back, I thought this would be a great place to add your personal message. So that's one place you can do it. I've added a sentiment there, and you could write there, or alternatively, I've got a little card that slides out, and I thought you could write your message there and slip your gift card in just over here. I'm trying to see if I've got something. So you could slip it in there. So I've put a little pocket on the back, or your cash. You could leave your personal message there if you want, or you could write it on the back there. If you wanted to keep it private, then probably in there. All right. So that's the first one, and I'll show you how I made that. And then the other one I did was just the standard Christmas cards that I will be sending. They stand like that. And you could have them stand like that way if you wanted, but I thought this is great for crafters as well, because you could put this in your Christmas journal once Christmas is finished. So it's got a little journal card in the back here that you can take out, write a Christmas message on the back there, or leave that blank. I've put some vellum, but it doesn't have to be vellum. You can use whatever you want, just another piece of crafting paper. I've stuck a sentiment on the pocket on this one. I haven't done that with all. I'll show you what I've done. That then is housed there, and it'll look pretty like that. Or alternatively, you could write your message in there, and I've put another sentiment in there. All right, so that's what I've done with most of the gift cards, and these were really quick to make. I've used my standard paper, which is 160 GSM, or 60 pound weight, if that's what you work with. So yeah, I didn't go and buy cardstock. I didn't go and buy anything like that. I've really used my own digitals. You could use any digitals that you have and do the same, and that's going to make a lovely gift, especially if you've got crafting friends, because once they've used that and they've got your message written on the inside, you could always go and add an extra pocket on there. If you were gifted one of these, put another piece of ephemera on there. And I thought, if I had to just take a page alongside me here, this was your journal page, you could then just go and hang that on your journal page like that and keep it in your journal. So what do you think of that? All right, and then, as I said, put another pocket, then put another piece of ephemera, or the gift card, or anything else that you know, the present gift tags or anything like that. So yeah, that's my thoughts. All right, so I've done various ones here, you can see. Some don't have their sentiment here. I've stuck it on the tag itself. You could always add to this. So you could add some ribbon or a strip of paper or put some other embellishments on there, I thought I'd make it clear so that you could see through it, the whole tag. On this particular one, I don't know if you can see this, but I've stitched gold metallic thread here. I like the look of it, but I will tell you that even though it was the Gutermann metallic thread, it broke 4 times just sewing this one. So I went back to my standard gold non-metallic thread for the rest of them. All right, so there we go. I was going to go and put all sorts on here. I thought of putting gold dangles, but obviously I want this to go into an envelope. So, you know, the envelopes you can make according to what you have. Make your cards according to what you have. So I think mine is a 4 by 6, so that should fit into a standard size envelope. But of course you can make your envelopes. That's easy to do. Right, I'm going to focus on the cards quickly. So I'm going to take these all up. I do love how they've come together. And you can use any background paper that you want. So let's just put those over there for the moment. And let's get to it. All right, so I think the first one that we're going to do, I'm going to use the holly background paper. I mean, I have used all the background papers. It doesn't really matter what you're going to do. So this one, I'm going to show you when it's not something that you can write on, like this one, you can just write on. You know, I'm going to show you one where it's maybe not, it would be quite busy to write on. So I've just taken one of these pages here and I'm going to fold it in half. Now, it doesn't matter if you are going to use US size or the A4 size. This is going to work for both. All right, so just take your sheet of paper and use your bone folder. Let's just get this board stuck down with my Velcro dots because it wants to slide everywhere. I've put that in half. Now you can see I've used this from one of my pieces of paper where the printer stopped printing. Now, if you've got any pages like this, I always encourage you to keep them because you can print on the other side. We're going to glue this. Nobody's going to be any the wiser. So you're also reusing whatever paper you have had misprints on. So we folded it in the lengthways. We're now going to fold it halfway the other way. And so just make sure you get those points measured up there really well. Okay, and then use your bone folder there. So that's what the first step. All right, and then we're going to just take our glue like this, and we're going to glue it on the length of the piece of paper like that. Right, so I'm just using my glue stick. You can use whatever glue you like. I'm going to stitch mine, but you don't have to stitch it. All right, let's not stitch it on this occasion. So if you're not stitching it, use the glue in the middle, then go and take a stronger glue, especially for the edges. I'm not going too close. I don't want it to ooze out. All right, so there we've got that. And now you want to just make sure that you match that really well. And it's not so easy to see when you don't want to get your head underneath. Right, so we have folded it already, so it should be pretty good. All right, and then you want to just get that nice and flat, and then take that bone folder again and just press it down. Okay, so you've got that there. Now we're not going to stitch it on this occasion. Now while I'm waiting for that to do its magic, I'm just going to distress the edges of this while the glue is doing its setting. And as I say, you can use any of your Christmas papers you have left over, especially the background pages, and it's going to work very well. All right, so we've got that there. Now again, where we folded before, just take the 2 corners there and those 2 corners there, hold them firmly, and just take your bone folder and fold that over. Right, you've got the base of your card, and I tell you, it's sturdy, so you don't need cardstock. This is perfect. Now you can get an image that's that way and have it like that, if that works for you, and make a elongated postcard type card to go in there, or you can have it that way. So whatever you choose to do, that's up to you. Now I'm going to go with this way. So what I'm going to do now is I've got a piece of vellum that I've cut. The vellum is just 1.5 inches high. Whatever you feel is right for you, and it's the width of my card here, which is what, 4.5, yeah, 4.25 inches really. Okay, so I'm going to use this because I'm not stitching, but if I was stitching I wouldn't put too much glue on here, because I would stick this on before I went and stitched around the edges there. Right, I knew there was something wrong. I've got my 2 pairs of glasses and none of them are on my face, you know, so we want to see clearly now. Right, so I'm just going to get that stuck down there like that. So that's the little pocket that's going to house our little journal card. All right. Okay, so now before I get to the journal card, with this one I wanted to share with you what you could possibly do. Now you could just go and write on there. Alternatively, you could go and take a different background piece of paper, something like this, or my cream lacy page would work well too. That's a great one. And then what I would do is I have now just cut out a piece that's going to fit in there like that. So this is from this page here that comes with my journal pages. I think that one's actually in my mini journal kit, and I found it to be a great Christmas neutral. So I'm going to stick that there. Now I've cut using my little guillotine, that Tim Holtz one, but if you've got any scissors, a tear ruler, or those old type of crafting scissors, or just straight would work as well. I have done some that are just straight. Right, so this is going to be a much better place to write on if you've got a very patterned page. Now I've done one with the baubles and I just did this sort of thing. All right, and that's going to make it a lot clearer. So I want to just get this in place. So I'm just gauging here like that, and there we go. Do you see how quick this is to do? Now I'm going to put on the front, in the inside here, sprinkle with happiness. This is one of the bigger sentiments. I printed them all out and I was just choosing them and cutting them as I go, so that didn't take too much time. So that's just a little message for the inside. You don't have to do this either. This is just me using what I have. All right, so there we've got a perfect area to write your little Christmas message, okay, for your card. So that's looking great. And then with the actual card itself, I have just taken one of the mini pages. So they're double-sided, and I've just cut them to be slightly smaller than my card. So it's a 1/2 inch narrower than the card. So I cut off, it's pretty much around the gold borders there. All right, and then I've just backed it onto recycled packaging, and before I did that I stuck on one of my little tabs. They're part of the add-on kit, I think, and then I put it in an eyelet. All right, so that was really easy. If you don't have an eyelet, you can use your normal paper punch and just take a 15 mil or 3/4 inch circle. So where is mine? Here it is. Something like that. All right, so do that, but first punch the middle hole with your paper punch, and then do this. You stood upside down so you can see the center, and then you'll have a nice ring reinforcer to go over here. All right, so if you don't have an eyelet crocodile thing or eyelet setter. Right, so I've got under the mistletoe, I've taken a mini sentiment, stuck it on there. I love this image. And then I'm just going to take a ribbon. So I've got some here next to me. So we'll just take this piece here, and it's got the green and the red in it. And I'm just putting that through the little eyelet like that, and tying a little knot. Okay, so there we go, really easy. And then you just want to grab your scissors, and I just like to angle that. There we go. Oh, these scissors aren't working so well today. I probably need to go and sharpen them a bit more. Too much work. Okay, so there we've got our little ribbon on the side there like that. Okay, let's put that there. And that's then going to just slide into there. All right, now I had this little bit here. I'm not sure where I was going to put it. I thought possibly on here, but I think it's a bit big. No, let's try it. All right, so I'm going to put this on. So those little bit, this comes from one of the background pages again. I'm making use of all the elements and things. So you see, you could save yourself a lot of money by making these instead of buying Christmas cards. I mean, I'm all for supporting charity. So, you know, if you can do that, that's great. But if you're really struggling and you don't want to go and fork out money on Christmas cards, then use what you have. You see, your digital kit can make you a journal for gifts, and it also can make you Christmas cards. Especially quick ones like that. So there we go. We've got a lovely Christmas card. I know you can't see it if I stand it, but it's going to stand like that. That can be repurposed and go into somebody's journal. And then you can just, they can stick a pocket or something on there. They might want to do that one that way, you know, leave it up to them. But it's lovely to keep cards made specially for you, isn't it? And there you've got a place to write a message. So how quick was that? All right, so that's the first one. Now we're going to do this one here, which is very similar in many aspects. So I'm going to take this page here now. We're going to do the same. So we're going to just fold that in half over there, and I'm just matching up those corners. It's that way. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put glue on here. So I'm going to use this glue. This one I will be stitching, but you can glue it as well, the final pouch. You know, just use a good glue. Right, and then again, just match up these corners. I want to just check that I'm matching them perfectly as much as I can. All right. So I'm starting on the edges, and then I'm going to just make sure that I get it right, she says. Now, if you make a crease with this one, it's all right, because you can use your bone folder or put anything that you don't like on the inside of this. All right, so there we go. So we've got that one done. I love this paper. All right, now I'm going to take this and I'm going to match the corners again, just as before. So match those up there. I like to hold it and then get that nice and burnished on all sides. Okay. All right, there we go. Now what I want to do is I want to put that to the side for the minute, and then on this side I have got this little mini paper. So I've cut out this one also from the mini pages, and I wanted a bit of a splash of color, so I've taken some of this, which is also one of the background pages, and I'm going to just put that on there. All right, so we're going to just, I'm going to glue it because I'm going to stitch it, but you don't have to stitch it. All right, as much effort or as little effort as you want to put into it, depending on how many you got to make, of course, you know, it's all up to you. Now I'm just going to take this one and gauge it there. So that needs to move over a little bit, and the good thing I'm using the glue stick so that I can actually gauge where I need to be. So there we go. So I've just got that little bit sticking out on the side, which is just perfect. I love that. All right, so what I'm going to go and do is quickly just stitch around there, and I'll be back here in a flash. Okay, so you can see I've just stitched around there, but as I said, it's not a requirement. It's a, you know, a choice. So I'm going to stick this onto this piece now. So I'm going to just do that quickly. Oh, I'm getting all ready. I'm happy to say that I've collected all my Christmas gifts now, and it's now the arduous task of doing the wrapping, but luckily I've signed up my daughter to do that. I was so amazed to see that I'm not the only one that doesn't like wrapping presents, so thank you for all that moral support there. I thought it was just me. Gift bags were definitely made for people like us, weren't they? Right, I've got a little metallic snowflake here. I'm going to try and get that at the top there, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch around this in a minute now, and I've got a little piece sentiment here that I've also put that gold glitter around just to lift it because it's quite pale around the border. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go, and you can use your glue for there and that side. We're going to keep that side open. All right, so like that, this side will be open. So I'm going to go and stitch that quickly so that we can house our little card in there. So I'll be back in a moment again. All right, so you can see I've stitched around there with a double stitch and right around to that side there, and now we have our little pocket, as you can see, to house our little card, to put our gift certificate in. All right, so on the back of this, I thought I would just add peace, love and happiness, putting it at the bottom, so if you wanted to add something else there you could, but of course it's not a necessity. This would also look great in your journal. You know, you could also put this into, use it as a piece of ephemera, so that one is also great. Oh yeah, I forgot to share with you, if you have this sort of thing coming through on the underside of your stitching, just remember what I said. Just take your bone folder or back of a butter knife and just flatten those little holes, and then you won't have that anymore. I mean, it's like magic how this disappears, really. So oops, just like that. Just look at that, it's quite a difference. All right, so you've got that there. And then I thought I wanted to put this on. I might or might not. And then the little snowflake. So I'm going to get that stuck on at the top there. All right, so I'm going to try and get it at the top here. So I'm just moving these little, they're not fronds, but they're something. I'm sure I asked this last year what the little pointed bits on a snowflake are called. I'm sure it must have a name. All right, so that's going on there, and then I've got this one, which I think I might just put it over there, and then I'm covering up the bits, but that's okay. I think I'm going to put it over there. So yeah, and then all my decorating on this bit is done, and as I say, you can do as little as much as you want. I think if I do that, I'm going to cover up. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So let's just get that straight and put it down there. Okay, so there we go. I've got that there, and that's drying. So while that's doing its thing, let's move it to the side. Right, I've got the little tag here. That's the wrong tag. I've got a tag over here, and it's got a side tab. I had to think about that. So what I want to do here is I want to just get a little pocket on here. So I'm going to use the holly paper. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to put this at the top there. So if I get it straight and align this up here like that, then I'm just going to take my pencil and draw where I want the pocket to be. And then we can just cut that out. So really easy. Thought I'd show this to you this time rather than just always presenting the ready cut paper, you know. So there we go, we've got that there. And then I'm going to take my little, what is this, 1 3/4. It doesn't matter which one you have. I've got 4 of these as a, you know, whichever one. You can even use your tab punch. So I'm just taking out a little notch there. Then I'm just going to go around this ever so quickly. You can make a whole production line of these, you know, if you need to, and then just get them and put them all together. So this is just going to go on the back here, because this is the bit where you're going to stick in the gift certificate, or, you know, cash if it's your grandchildren, or, you know, teenagers love cash, don't they? So, or, you know, anything like that. And stick it over the back there. Right, so I think it's slightly too long on the one side, but that's okay, I can trim that off. All right, so there we go. Perfect. Then I'm just going to take my pair of scissors here and cut that off. There we go. So we're good to go. All done. Yeah, and then just get rid of those white marks from the paper. Okay, so you can write your personal message there. I've added a little ribbon again. Love that image. And then we've got this as the little bit that's going to house it. And again, you could either add your message there, or, you know, keep it personal and do it on the inside. So that's this one. So that's going to go in there, just like that. All right. The job's done. So we've got our little gift card pouches. And I did this very similar thing last year. And then I've got all the Christmas cards that I've just made today, which are loads. And they've got so many ways that you can decorate these up. So look at all of that. Isn't that amazing? You know, and it cost me very little, because I had bought all that stuff already, the digitals and, you know, the paper and everything. So I used my reprints that I would have otherwise landed up in the bin. So it didn't cost me very much to make it all. All right, go and give it a go. I'm sure you've got some last minute Christmas cards, and you've got bits and bobs from your kit and whatever. Any kit, any papers, even Christmas magazine pages would work. All right, so go and give it a go. I'd love to see what you guys are doing with that. A great way is to make a smaller piece, you know, for gift cards for your presents. You can use the ephemera, which is what I'm going to do, ephemera. And I'll share that with you when I'm doing something else. All right, everyone, I will see you again on Thursday. Have a great week. It's chilly here, -5 at the moment, dropping every hour. So stay warm if you are in the Northern Hemisphere. And I hope summer has arrived for you guys. We are jealous. So I will see you again on Thursday with another little project, probably for the autumn and the Christmas journal. All right, everyone, I'll stop nattering. See you all soon. Thank you very much. Bye.